WNK exclusive content.
Buongiorno, everybody. My name is Shogun, and this is Inappropriate Discourse. This show is a slight light debate show where the panel member here all bring 2 topics per person, and we take a time to explain that topic. Once we've explained that topic, each one of us get to react to that topic, where we get a minute, 30 seconds to respond to what that following person's topic was, talking about. After you react to it, if you have more things you want to say, you can counter somebody else's point, where you get 4 counters per episode to get 30 seconds to respond to that last topic. Then, finally, you get to dispute the topic that somebody just talked about. That dispute will give you 2 minutes to further get out your point. Today, on today's show, we're going to have the same panel members here, but my name is Shogun. I'm here for the Government Name Podcast, but I'm also joined with the one and only Sid Davis. Sid Davis, say hello to the good people.
It's your boy Sid Davis, back again, episode 2. I'm excited. I'm ready to get my shit off. You can listen to my podcast, The Social Introvert, every Wednesday and Thursday on anywhere you can get podcasts, basically.
Then we also have the one and only Rhayne Coleman.
What's up, niggas? Yeah, I'm the Carefree Blurred. I'm out here doing that nerd pop culture shit. You can find me online, Twitter and TikTok, IG and YouTube, Carefree Black Nerd, potting it up, and we're here to talk some shit today, man.
Oh, does that say Grinder? Also, we have Cole Jackson.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cole Jackson, the other half of the Government Name Podcast, and I'm also the host of Thursday Night Lights, the weekly radio show on BYNK Radio every Thursday from 7 to 9. I give you music news, and I give you some of the newest music that's coming out today. Hi.
This is a rapid fire show where I will randomly pick the panel members to respond and react to these topics. So, since I am the asshole here, I'm going to start out first. Rhayne, I was just joking with you, by the way.
No, first of all, that's very white. We don't do that in these parts.
Oh, man.
Yo,
I love this show. It's awesome. Okay, so I have a good question to start us off for today. It's a battle of the sexes, if you will. I don't know if you guys watch the WNBA. Do you guys watch that any?
Yeah, I have. I watched it.
Oh, really? You are the 1% of Americans that actually support the WNBA. Pat yourself on the back. And so with the WNBA, their attendance has been kind of low, and people have been challenging them and trying to figure out new ways to promote that show and get viewers in there and, do better. There is this interesting topic that I seen on the internet, and I'm stalling so I can get my link going. There's an interesting topic I seen on the internet where this guy challenged the WNBA to play against a new team. Check this clip out right here.
Boys basketball team could be the best team in the WNBA, and it looks like that bet is a lock.
A good state championship level boys high school team would absolutely smoke the WNBA champions.
Who doesn't believe that? Well, a woman named Chelsea Gray, who's a player for the Las Vegas franchise of the WNBA. She responded to Clay Travis with a really pithy remark, called him a dumbass. But Clay Travis responded again, I'll put $1 million on the line. Your WNBA champion team against a 2024 high school boys state champion team of my choice. You guys win, you get $1 million of my money. My team wins, you all pay me $1 million, and I give it to the boys high school team. Are you in? It's been like 4 days now, and the WNBA hasn't.
Sid Davis, I'm going to you first. If $1 million were on the line, would you think the WNBA greatest basketball team will be able to beat the the high school champions of 2024 boys basketball team?
They would get slaughtered. I don't know why this debate keeps coming up. This is not the first time it's happened. There's some WNBA players that I enjoy. I like them. Just, I don't watch them play. They look good. But they would get slaughtered by that high school team. They would get destroyed. In the story, there's nothing else to really say to that. I don't hate women. I don't. because
All right.
people gonna get offended about. They'll get offended about it, but yeah, they would get slaughtered. And yeah, that's the end of my my response to that.
Okay. Cole Jackson, I didn't see you hitting buttons. Are you keeping
You
up
ain't
with the
gotta
time
see
for
it. I
us?
got it under control,
All
brother.
right, my bad, brother. Keep on
It's
doing
all
what you're
good.
doing. So since you were
Talking
talking,
shit,
go
Cole.
ahead and tell us, how do you feel about the WNBA? Do you think they could beat a high school championship team?
Hell yeah! I watched the Aces win the championship. Man, they was Asia is it Aja? I think it's AJA. I don't know how to pronounce it because I got a public school education. But Aja Wilson's like one of the, she can hoop. That nigga can fucking ball. No, there's no way a shitty ass high school championship team is gonna beat a WNBA team. That's just fucking stupid. Like, I'm tired of these talking heads getting on here that ain't played. Which one of them two motherfuckers look like played ball in high school? Neither one of them. Neither one of those dudes look like they've ever picked up a basketball and shot it. I'm pretty sure both of those unathletic ass motherfuckers ain't did nothing in their life. Stop with the dumb shit. They are professional athletes for a reason. It's not like the WNBA is some jackleg organization that came out of nowhere. These motherfuckers know how to play ball for a reason. No, man, I'm tired of this stupid shit too, man. Sit down somewhere, bro. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit.
Are you saying they should sit down and dribble?
The two white guys should. Yeah.
I
Those
got you. Okay. Rhayne Coleman, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Yeah,
You think the WNBA could win?
Man, yes. I'm essentially just piggybacking off of Cole. I think absolutely, because for everything that he said, and also to take it a slightly different direction, a lot of this feel like it's just rage farming. Because where this coming from? Now, if the conversation is make this spectacle because we do want to get more people in the seats and it's this marketing ploy, then sure, I don't do whatever. But it's like Sid said, this conversation happens so many times that no matter where you fall on it, it feels like it's just rage farming. You're just trying to get a reaction out of people who you know are going to disagree, people like me, and people who you know are going to agree. Like, that's just the nature of social media. But like, nigga, you niggas look like motherfucking SpongeBob in the face. What the fuck are you talking about? And where did this idea even come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that this conversation has been had, but like, what set your ass down in that suit, Mr. Hufflepuff, to be like, oh, well, these women, are you not getting enough pussy? Like, what the fuck is the problem, nigga? These women just playing. They ain't even bothering nobody. You say ain't nobody in the seats, they ain't fucking with nobody. But yeah, so that's my time.
Hufflepuff.
Shogun did not like that.
Hufflepuff. Oh my God. He called him Mr. Hufflepuff. That's great.
The Hufflepuff got me, bro. They
I
just
loved it.
disconnected my camera and my mic. Golly. All right, so I guess I'll be the one to say it. I also agree that the high school basketball team would probably dominate against the WNBA. Reasons being because we got some of the greatest basketball teams from high school. You remember LeBron James? He went straight to the NBA. If I do remember. What about what's the dude busting out the Zion Williamson? If he wasn't messing with all these crazy ladies on the internet, he might be dominating against the WNBA. So what do you think? What do you think would happen if you get these two massive guys just dominating these ladies on the rim? And Rhayne, to your point, where did this conversation come from? I think it kind of stems from the trans conversation where, you got the men in women's sports. Hey, that's not me saying it. That's what the conversation is. I don't know if you get the best WNBA player and go up against the best NBA player, it's probably not going to happen. So I think they were trying to even out the playing fields by letting a high school basketball player go up against these professional basketball players. So I don't know. Discuss in the comment section below. And that's my time. Nope. We're all good on this topic. All right. Rhayne, since your thumb is up, I want you to do your first topic for us.
All right. Excuse me. Keeping it nerdy over here. My first topic is, in this day and age where we have so many recording artists that are dabbling in the arts that isn't audio, From Gerald Way from My Chemical Romance doing the Umbrella Academy. You got The Weeknd with his Marvel Comics Starboy. You have Jason Derulo with Uzo, Z2 Comics. Not familiar with them, but sound good. Even Kid Cudi with his comic Moon Man from Image Comics. I would like to know, what recording artists do you think would benefit or would do a great job with a comic book in their own hands? All right, so for me, I have a full list. I try to keep it to just 3. But I'm going with Khalees at the top. I know she's not recording. She's doing her vegan big booty thing. But if she tapped into that, I hate you so much right now, all these fucking X-Men nerds will eat that shit up. I'm going with Missy Elliott for obvious reasons. And I'm actually throwing in Busta Rhymes as well because I feel like Busta and Missy had a very similar approach to music and musicality and all that shit back in the day. Andre 3000 as well, I think, with his time with Outkast, and then even with his new project, he's gonna bring something a little bit different, be a superhero, be this quiet slice of life. I think he'd do great too. I got Anne-Marie. I'm an Anne-Marie stan. This is purely because I am in love with her and all her music. I don't even know if she's great at anything past makeup, but Anne-Marie, you got my vote if Marvel talking to you. And lastly, I got K Tronada. Though he ain't a recording artist, I think that the way he approaches music, I think is very good, and it could lend itself to, even if it's just the colors, because motherfuckers see music in colors. I think he'll work. And actually, Solange and Tyler the Creator, and I'll stop there because I got a full list. But Solange, with the Hadley Street Dreams, that album came out in what, 09 or 06, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was colorful as fuck. It looked cartoonish to begin with, and I think, her being a Cancer, same birthday, June 24th, she would kill it. So, that's my time. The artist I think would do really well to have a comic book.
All right, Sid Davis. What do you think? What artist would be a great pick to have their own comic book?
I was watching the Metro Boomin Heroes and Villains roll out, and it's almost as if Metro Boomin took all of those fucking artists that I thought of. Like Nas was the first one that I thought of. And of course, he's on the Spider-Verse soundtrack, but Nas is one for me. Tupac is another one for me. And Big Daddy Kane is also another. And then he's like, Big Daddy Kane's in my top, still in my top 10 for whatever reason. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah. But there's a copious amount of artists that I thought of that could have like a whole comic book persona. And those are like the top 3 for me. And yeah, that's my time right there.
Cole Jackson, what artist do you think would make a great comic book?
There's only one choice in this whole thing, and I know y'all are going to probably look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm going to not crazy, but you're going to be like, I didn't think about it like that. Kendrick Lamar. After Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers came out, and he did like that whole album was like more of a play than anything else, it's Kendrick. Kendrick's mind, the way he thinks, the way he sets up his albums, he's the only choice for me, because all of his albums that he's dropped have been something of a like they all tell these great stories, and they all have like these wonderful things that's happened in his life. So the only choice for me, I think I really like what Sid said about like Nas. I was like, damn, Nas would have like a dope ass comic book. But to me, modern era, it's got to be Kendrick. Kendrick just tells very good stories, and I think if you put that brain in a comic book world, I just feel like he would just knock it out of the park. He's super creative, man. The dude just knows how to make shit work, and if he can do it so good in all of his albums, I'm pretty sure he can do it in comic books as well.
Okay.
That's my time.
Well, for me, I would have to say DMX. I think DMX would make a great comic book because in my head, I see him as like the hip hop Blade. Him going around the city in a biker gang with a sword on his back and trying to figure out what these bitches want from a nigga. I think that would make a dope ass comic book. And the other on the flip side would be Kanye West. Who else could have a villain story better than Kanye West? He goes from being a college dropout to being the Antichrist, to being an enemy of of all, I'm not gonna say who, but of all people, everybody hates Kanye. He even got the villain teeth now. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. I think Kanye's comic book will be very creative, very colorful, and very controversial. All the C's. And he'll probably spell it like his ex-wife with the K and put three of them together, and that'll make it even more controversial. There you go. That's my time. Reactions, anybody? Anybody want to counter? Nope.
Really.
Nope. Y'all being subdued this week. All right, Cole Jackson, what is your first topic?
Everybody's synergy, my man. Synergy.
Yeah.
So, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, today the trailer for the Vince Staples show dropped, and I'm super excited about it. I think a lot of people don't look at Vince Staples as one of the better minds in hip hop, but like Vince Staples is like probably one of my favorite rappers, super intelligent. And the trailer, it looks like the show is actually going to be funny, but way more reality. I think it's going to be kind of reality based, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think I'm looking at it as like being probably another way, kind of like Atlanta. I think it's going to be on that type of time, which I think is going to be fire. So I'm super excited about it. I think everybody who's seen the trailer is like ready to like dig into it. I think he's, if out of all of the rappers that actually have like talent as far as like acting or anything outside of rapping, I think Vince Staples is. So my topic is, what do you guys think? Are you guys here for the Vince Staples show, or you think it's just gonna bomb? Because it's gonna be on Netflix, so I don't know what kind of budget he got.
All right, let's hear from Sid David first.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this show for a minute because I know this was announced some years ago, and I thought we were gonna get it like that ASAP. But yeah, we're here finally, and my only gripe is Netflix. I have a love-hate relationship with Netflix, but I mean, I trust it. You know, Vince's vision, excuse me, and anytime he's done an interview or he's dished out any of his ideas or talking points or opinions is, you know, I never really disagreed with him. But as an artist, as a rapper, I really like him. I enjoy his music. So I'm ready to see what this show is going to be like. And I got the Atlanta aesthetic too automatically when I saw the trailer. And that's my time.
I kind of want to give my reaction real quick. I get where y'all coming from with the Atlanta kind of theme and feel, but I really got Dave vibe when I watched it. It seemed like the same writers of Dave. It seems like the same kind of dry comedy as that. And it is based in reality, but it's a skewed reality where it's like ultra realism or just them in some kind of la la land, and they're like, you know, reacting to the crazy world around them. Yeah, Netflix is definitely the main issue that I see coming into this, especially how they're going to release it. Are they releasing it all bingeable, where all the episodes at one time? Or are they going to do the weekly thing like they were trying to do at one point? But Vince Staples is definitely a very funny, charismatic rapper, and I'm curious to see what his show is going to be like. From the preview, it looks really good, and I'm excited to see it. So I don't know. Hopefully Netflix won't drop the ball with this one. All right, Rhayne.
Yeah, man. I'm not as intimately familiar with Vince Staples, but I have heard a lot of his music, and I've enjoyed him. I will say that even with that being said, this young black man having a show, that's something I'm interested in. As someone who followed Issa Rae, Black and Sexy TV, a lot of those black creators who did indie work in the early 2000s, and then seeing how Awkward Black Girl became Insecure. And you guys mentioned Atlanta, you mentioned Dave, you mentioned, I forgot that quick, Shogun, what you just said. But another show that kind of comes to mind is I'm a Virgo. And so I'm hoping that we do get more young black niggas, like, you know, doing shit like this. My concern, though, is Netflix as well, because Netflix does not have the best track record with anything. But I'm hoping that because there's not a whole lot of shows like this out here with that particular aesthetic, that it does do well. But again, I'm just happy we got more young black folks telling stories, black men being able to say what the hell they got to say. And that's my time.
Go ahead, sir. Use your counter.
Okay, here's my counter, because every single one of you guys said the same thing about Netflix. I don't see any other streaming service that will be able to pick him up and actually use Vince Staples to his fullest ability and probably give him what the stuff that he needs. Like Max ain't out here hitting like that no more. Hulu damn sure is not gonna pick him up because of the whole Disney affiliation. Who else could pick him up? Amazon?
I have a counter. I just want to say, you said that what streamer would actually pick this show up? The streamer that we've all been talking about, FX. FX gave you Atlanta. FX gave us Dave. That is where it should have been. I don't know what you're talking about. You saying Netflix? Not. We already know Netflix is not to be trusted. And so we're going in kind of questioning not Vince Staples and his acting ability, because this is one of his first time acting. We're questioning Netflix. Anybody else want to use a counter? Anything else?
Fuck that. I'm using my challenge.
What? All right, panel, do we vote to let him use his challenge? I do. I'm going to vote for it. I want to hear him out.
Yes, this nigga mad. Yes.
All right, that's everybody. They voted. You get 2 minutes on the board. Let's hear him out.
FX is under Hulu, which is under the Disney umbrella. So no, it's not. They're not. He's not going to be able to do that on that channel. I think we're missing the. Well, maybe I'm looking at it from a different point of view, but Netflix is winning out here. Like, I'm sorry. I know we keep saying, well, they dropped the ball on some of this stuff. I just feel like their TV show stuff has been actually going way harder than their movie stuff. And I just feel like that's the only streamer right now that makes sense for the Vince Staples show. It doesn't. It's like I said before, Max, what Max gonna do? Lease it to Netflix? That's what they've been doing. Guess what? They own Insecure. Guess where you can see Insecure at? On Netflix. Guess they canceled one of the best comedy shows that we had ever seen on Southside. Southside's gone, and that show was hilarious. So I'm sorry, man. I'm not saying that Netflix track record is the best, but they're the only show in town that's actually running shit. Because again, you go to Max, all they're gonna do is lease it to Netflix. That's all they're gonna do. Like, you can't. And again, Amazon, I don't even know an Amazon show that's any good. I can't name an Amazon show that's any good. So I just don't feel like nobody else in streaming can handle or be able to give the budget or actually give him the creative control enough to be able to make his show happen. So I hear what you guys are saying, but sometimes the only option is the best option.
Anybody, any response? Challenges, counters?
Counter.
I'm going to let that go. You wrong, but I'm going to let that go. All right, counter. Counter on the board. 30 seconds.
They're going to counter. That's your challenge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Challenge. We're going to vote for it. I'm voting up.
Okay. Netflix's biggest issue is you got these great TV shows and the movies, whatever, but most of these shows that are really good are just buried within the freaking algorithm, and it takes maybe a while for you to even discover it. And then when you're just getting good into a show or the full season or whatever, they want to cancel it for whatever reason. And that's my love-hate relationship with Netflix. They have great shit, but they just got to stop canceling shows. I don't even pay for that shit anymore, and I'm sick of them. I hate them. So I hope they have the proper care for the Vince Staples show. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, Amazon Prime has a fantastic fucking show. Saltburn. You got Reacher. You get, especially Reacher. There's multiple amount of shows that I could just go off of. But no, you're right. It doesn't fit on Amazon at all. But I'll give Netflix the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not paying for that shit. And that's my time.
Sid Davis, let's hear your topic.
D1 does not consider NWA legends, incites glorification of violence, disrespect of women. And he says, what do we do with that? Once we acknowledge what you have contributed to the genre your whole career, and if we acknowledge that you've contributed a bunch of negativity, a bunch of violence, a bunch of disrespect of women, what do we do? Do we call you a legend, or is it like, wait, we don't need to call you no legend? I think that calling people legends in hip hop is also a force of what helps to perpetuate negativity and that's a trick of the enemy. That's the devil's work at its finest. Go.
I want to hear from Cole Jackson first. This is your
I
react.
gotta
You
do-
get a minute, 30 seconds on the
only get a
board. Tell us
reaction?
exactly how you feel about D1.
I only got one reaction at goddamn only one fucking counter. God damn it. I hate this game. All right. D1 is the biggest clout chasing Christian rapper I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm sick of this guy. I'm just sick of it, man. Nothing is good enough in his eyes at all. And I'm like, well, what do you want the genre to be? You want everybody to be just like you in hip hop? Do you want everybody to just do Christian raps? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't, because you actually had a beef with Lecrae, another Christian rapper. So is anybody good enough for what your standards are when it comes to hip hop? That's my biggest problem, bro. Like, I don't see him ever giving credit to any rapper that is good enough. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that it does make a lot of sense, because you want to have attention for your music. You want to make sure people are going to listen to that crap that you play at the end of every one of your fucking Instagram videos. It's disturbing and it's disgusting. Plus, people don't really know this, but he has a whole fucking crew of Christians who are calling him out on putting up gang signs, putting up devil worshiping signs, the way he wears his hair. He has a whole Christian coalition that doesn't like him. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? D1, I get it, man. You want to turn down a lot of the violence and stuff like that, man. I feel you. I love that you're trying to do it.
I want to go ahead and give my reaction to that. You said you don't hear anything from D1 talking about anybody or bigging up anybody else. He actually just came out with a video. Check this out.
Yeah, salute to Meek Mill for spitting these facts, and it's gonna have a domino effect in a good way. You heard me? Hey, the shift is happening right now. Make sure y'all not late to it, man. And I know this ain't as sexy for the blogs. They're gonna be like, wait, D1 supporting what Meek said? Yes, absolutely. This man's spitting facts. And if you grow up in the streets, then you know he making it just real black and white. Being gangster will get you hurt, put in jail, or killed. Period. Being smart will get you out of poverty and your family and friends living better. Period. That's important for people to just know. It's that simple. It's no comparison. Being smart is the only solid way out the trenches. Everything else is wide range life risk just to survive. Come on, man. That's facts. And this shift is happening right now, man. I love this. I support this. I support this, Meek. Big love. And everybody just need to know this, man. It's that it might be common sense to one person to see this, but there's a lot of people that's at that crossroads each and every day. Man, be smart. Let's be smart and let's win.
There you go. He big up somebody, and I think I got about 30 seconds left. So I'm just going to say D1 is a clout chaser, but is it working? It seems like it is, because we all know who he is. And I believe that's my time.
I ain't got shit to do about that. I don't know nothing about this fucking shit. This skinny ass twink talking about some Meek Mill. And you said this nigga is a Christian rapper? Now, all I can say is Christian rappers, bro, come the fuck on, bro. Just come the fuck on. Like, be fucking for real. So, I don't know. That's all I got to say. So, that's cool on him. You know, good luck with whatever he's doing in the future. I still don't 100% understand. And that's my time.
Sid Davis, you had your hand up. It looks like you want to do a counter.
Oh, no, not a counter.
Your last counter of the episode? Okay. I think I want to use a counter. This would be my first or second counter of the episode. I'm not sure. I think I still got a couple left. But I respect what D1 is trying to do. Is he doing it the right way? No. But I think the problem is that we look at humans like they're supposed to be not humans. Like, we're all flawed creatures. And to what Cole is saying, yeah, D1 projects that he's better than these people, but he's not. And we can clearly see that he's flawed. We all have to go through this level of growing, but I don't think D1 gives that same level of growing to all these people he criticized. But I also don't look for him to be perfect. So that's it.
All right.
Okay. On the second round of topics, so I'm going to go back to Rhayne Coleman. Rhayne, what is your second topic?
Okay, so D1, no, JK. So my next topic is actually has to do with music. So with the recording artists and religion and that kind of conversation going on right now, we saw it with Lil Nas X and his J Christ video and single, and the uproar from Christians and evangelicals and whatnot, and bigots and the like. And then we also have the Book of Clarence, which just came out not too long ago, and a lot of the musical influences there. So my question is, when it comes to religion, specifically Christianity, and when it comes to recording artists mixing in their thoughts and ideals with religion, either what is too much, and or do you have an issue with the Book of Clarence, having Jay-Z having his hands in that and whatnot, and also Lil Nas X and his J Christ video? Should I jump in, or are we throwing it to someone else?
I'm gonna go ahead and jump out there. I am a Christian. I champion that shit all the time. I am also from Alabama. I'm wearing Alabama A, so I'm a little bit of what you would call a backwater bigot. I have a problem when it comes to everybody making fun or doing things with Christianity. I don't see them doing that with other religious groups, especially if you look at the Jewish faith or the Muslim faith. Like, people don't play with their God. Why is it cool for everybody to play with Christianity? But that's just my personal feeling. To get so outraged when it comes to people like Lil Nas X. He's doing this. He's doing this for clout. He's doing this for attention. Stop feeding the beast. If we stop reacting to this man, he gonna stop doing this and getting us all riled up. Like, I don't push any of those messages towards my people that I like. And I don't have any problem with Lil Nas X, but I understand that what he's doing is just for clicks and views. So I try not to let that stuff get to me. I'm sick of the outrage marketing. If you don't have any talent, let it be known, but you don't have to do it this way. And I disapprove of how he's doing it, but I'm also not here to stop it. So I'm just tired of reacting the same way that people expect Christians to react. And that's, oh, I hate it, we got to tear it down. Hey, man, do what you want to do. I think it's devil worshiping. It's kind of weird, but that's not me to push my religion on anybody else. I believe that's my time.
2 seconds left.
I'm getting good. Cole Jackson, I want to hear your... Whoa, you don't get a response, do you? Because you used the challenge.
I don't
okay,
get a
you don't
counter.
Get a counter.
Okay. The thing with Lil Nas X is, I mean, he's a plant for a reason. He's there to get algorithms moving in a certain way. I agree a whole lot with what Shogun just said. If you stop paying attention to somebody who's doing the tricks, then you no longer have to worry about them existing anymore. Like, the less attention we give some of these people, the less they'll start non-existing anymore. As far as the Book of Clarence stuff is concerned, that movie is very interesting. It did horrible in the theaters, by the way. Like, it didn't even, I think it did like 1.3 its opening weekend, which is, I don't know what that is entailing, but that's kind of odd also. I don't know, man. I'm a real big person that likes to separate church and state. Like, I'm just that type of person. All this stuff that's going on as far as like Lil Nas X and the Book of Clarence stuff, like, I don't know. Too much stuff is getting muddled for me, and I'm not really feeling it. But the Lil Nas X stuff, he did exactly what he needed to do: stir the pot to get people to react. I mean, when you got Hurricane Chris coming out saying something, you must definitely doing something right.
You think Hurricane Chris put his shoes on? Sid Davis, I want to hear from you next.
Okay. I saw the Book of Clarence, and I don't see what the fuss is. I don't get it. It is literally a satire on biblical history. That's all what that movie is. It's nothing that's trying to trump over people's beliefs or anything. It's just satire. Lil Nas X, it's Lil Nas X. Like, it's like not clout. I don't want to call him a clout chaser because I actually like Lil Nas X a little bit. Like, he's dope to me, but I don't see why people getting bent out of shape. They should expect this from him. I don't get it. But yeah, Book of Clarence is good. Yes, it bombed at the box office, but I thought it was fairly decent, and it's so far one of the better movies of the year. Because no, did Aquaman come out at the end of last year? I don't know, but Aquaman was dog shit.
That was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Book of Clarence is a good start to 2020. Stupid
Jason
ass
Momoa catching strays in here.
Man, fuck him.
Sid Davis, I want to hear your next topic. God dang.
Jason Momoa,
Aquaman
nigga, man,
ain't getting no love.
No, I liked him in Baywatch, the later episodes, but no, nigga, like, fuck out of here, man.
Dang.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Y'all ain't got no love for Aquaman in the DC universe.
Man, I had high hopes for Aquaman, bro. I really did. I thought he was gonna make him cool, but no.
Why?
Hey, look, man. Hey,
all right. What's your next topic, sir?
We'll talk about it later. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ari Lennox threatens Joe Budden with lawsuit and explosive new rant. And fans responded to posts largely in support of Ari. Across 2023, there was a strange trend of fans throwing objects on stage at artists. Now, she plans to sue or to drop $20K on lawsuit against Joe Budden and claims he's obsessed with her and likes to touch dogs. So while she doesn't know apparently what Joe Budden said, she seems to pay a lot of attention to him because that whole touch his dog was just a joke on an episode like 3, maybe 4 years ago. And my point with Ari Lennox, my whole thing with her, what do y'all think about her? Like, I know she's like neo soul, R&B. I don't really know what to make of her pop. I don't get it. But when I see her on tour, on this Rod Wave tour, she doesn't belong. And I'm like, what's Dreamville? Is she still with Dreamville? I don't know.
I would assume she.
I'm not trying to be an asshole or condescending because I really like her a lot, but her being on Dreamville, it don't fit. I'm real confused on Ari Lennox as to where I think she just. I'm gonna just make this quick. The same way I feel about Party Next Door being on OVO is the way I feel about Ari being on Dreamville. Party don't need to be on OVO. Ari don't need to be on fucking Dreamville. And that's it.
Her comments about the dog and all that I'm not familiar with. But I did see her, I think it was Alive. Okay. I think she's a phenomenal recording artist, but one thing that kind of makes me turn my head at this situation is that when it comes to the music industry, it's not like it used to be, and it isn't saying it is great now, but I don't want to say that she just has to accept whatever, but it's like if she wasn't with Dreamville, who else would she be with? Because what other R&B acts are producing the quality work that she is? I just think it's unfortunate that go on stage, have motherfuckers throwing shit at you, but when your act and personality doesn't line with the other acts, like you ain't no Erykah Badu, going up with Rough Riders. That would still be kind of weird, but I don't know, man. My heart goes out to her because she's done a lot of being vulnerable online with the shit that she's been through, and that last little opening for Rod, it doesn't fit. I don't know what the answer is. I just want her to have a better answer or a better team or something, because that's not even two artists I would think of together unless I was like on an emotional roller coaster playlist that I done made, a couple years ago. I can't see that functioning, but hell, maybe Janelle Monáe under Wonderland, her Wonderland imprint, maybe that would help, but I don't know.
I'm going to go real quick. I don't know much about the Ari Lennox situation, but I think it's all about marketing and promotion. So if she's signed to Dreamville and it's a Dreamville show, is Rod Wave a Dreamville artist? I don't think he is. Right. So I'm not sure why she would be on that show. That makes no sense in my book. But maybe that was just the hottest tour going, and that's where she just ended up negotiating to be on. It's two completely different fan bases. So I'm not sure why she's there. But if I saw a sales for a show and I was like, yeah, Rod Wave with special guest Ari Lennox, I mean, I guess I'll go. I like her too, but it just doesn't work. And as far as the Joe Budden situation, everybody hates Joe Buttons. They do it as marketing. You hate on him because he's going to talk about you for 2 to 3 weeks, and then your name's back in the circulation. So I look at it all like a ploy. I don't trust nothing I see on social media, but hey, you got to learn how to play the game. That's my time. Cole Jackson, I want to hear from you next.
All right, so the Ari situation is a little bit weird because I know that she got picked up for this tour because it was one of the bigger selling tours of the year. I think it was very mismanaged on her management's part. I think they shouldn't have put her on the bill. But again, listening to the live, she actually went back and kind of said, "Hey, this paid my bills," so on and so forth. So sometimes we just do things for a check. The whole situation between her and Joe Budden is kind of crazy because she's commenting on something that she didn't even listen to. She never listened to the podcast. She didn't even listen to the clip. She just reacted off of what people were saying in her live, which I think is very ignorant as far as like what her response is, because Joe it wasn't really what Joe said. It was more about the way he delivered it. Basically, and if anybody's ever heard the Joe Budden podcast, he delivers shit very raw and rough and rugged. She actually reacted to that as well, and she was wrong. Look, Ari Lennox is one of the better R&B singers that we have. She's been mismanaged, seems like her whole career. I feel like she could be way bigger, but she just has a problem with I think her management is her problem. Hopefully we can get this thing taken care of and it be better, but
I'm going to go with my next topic. Anybody have a counter into that? Did I get everybody? Just to make sure. Okay.
Trying to fight it.
See, it look like you mulling over something. What you thinking?
I'm trying to
What
fight.
you thinking?
Not to counter against Cole or anything. But I mean, no, this is not the place for it. This is about Rod Wave, but I'll keep it.
Say it. I want to hear it.
Yo, what's the fucking
he
appeal
got
with
one.
Rod Wave?
He's only got one counter.
Well, yeah, okay.
Do you want to use your counter?
Don't care. What is the appeal with Rod Wave? I need to know. Please, someone convince me. I did go and listen to Boosie's album, his latest album. Dope.
I'm not. We can talk about this offline.
Yeah,
I'm not using my counter to tell you. So
dope. Okay, well, I'm sorry.
I just want to respond from Cole Jackson. Can you give us a quick response? What is the appeal of Rod Wave?
Please tell me.
Rod Wave only makes he just makes depressive teen angst music.
Is that
That's
the
all.
disconnection?
He's for Moody.
Okay, I'm not a teen anymore, obviously.
He makes music for moody kids.
All I know is he's not in my whip when I'm riding around. Because I can't stand the fact of falling asleep at the wheel, and this nigga's singing and crooning. Yeah, I just can't stand it. I don't see the appeal. He is not
His
good.
album.
He sucks.
His album was not. He had a #1 album last year.
Hell no. No. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm cool. There's a whole lot more I
want to
say.
go ahead and get my second topic.
Go ahead.
Was that?
No.
I want to get my second topic out of the way. We've been doing a lot this episode, so I'm gonna talk about the situation with Mos Def and Drake on a random ass interview. Random ass interviewee asked Mos Def or Yasin Bey, how does he feel about Drake and if Drake is hip hop? I have a quick clip. I'm gonna play it for y'all right here.
Is Drake hip hop?
Why are you doing this to me?
Drake is pop to me, in the sense like if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or it's
Commercial music,
shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean,
It's
I get
commercial, entertaining, fun,
it.
good,
It's
formulaic music.
it's likable.
Likeable music, yeah.
It's likable.
I want to ask the panel, how do y'all feel about Drake's music? Do you think it's hip hop? Do you think it's pop? I'm gonna start with Rhayne Coleman.
Nothing was the same. No, I think Drake has his artistry has changed over the years, because I used to be a huge Drake fan back in the day. Back in even right after Degrassi, when he wore that big fucking high collared jacket on MySpace for all them years. I think it's changed, and I think that really comes down to what your idea of hip hop is. And I know that's kind of vague, but hip hop has also stemmed a little bit further from its origins. And so in today's definitions, yeah, he's still hip hop. Because hell, Catch Me Outside, How About That is hip hop. And then what's the one girl from Fifth Harmony who did the song with Nicki Minaj? She's borderline. So in the description today, yeah, I would say hip hop, but he still rhymes. You know, it may not be everybody's liking, but it's there. So I would settle on, yeah, he's hip hop. By today's standards, he's absolutely hip hop. That's my time.
Sid Davis, how do you feel? Is Drake hip hop?
Yeah, of course. Does that take away of him being like considered pop in what Mos Def said? No, don't take away nothing. He's the biggest fucking artist, one of the biggest artists in the world. But judging off of his last effort, which is the what is it, Scary Hours 3, is still in him. It's still there. And I was so fucking happy listening to that project, the extended version of For All the Dogs. But I don't understand the pushback of people getting upset or angry. I feel like I said, the whole outrage marketing or outrage clip, or, to catch people's attention. But Drake is, by what Rhayne said, by today's standards, is hip hop. And that's my time.
All right, I'm going to go ahead next. I'm going to save Cole Jackson for last. I think Yazim Bey, Mos Def, is so far gone, you'll thank me later. Drake is definitely hip hop. Why would he not be hip hop? Hip hop is a lifestyle. You can't tell me that the biggest musician of the last decade is not hip hop. Now, it sounds like Yazim Bey is doing some high capping and hating. It sounds like my old uncle would be like, that ain't no real music. This is what the kids listening to. The kids don't know what they did. This is the real hip hop. You need to listen to Run DMC. And it's just like, you're old. You don't understand what music is today. It transformed. Hip hop represents the culture, and Drake is the culture. Now, do I agree with everything Drake say? Heck no, I don't agree with everything I say. But I can't take away the fact that he is hip hop. And that's all my time. Cole Jackson, do you think Drake is hip hop, or is he?
So with Drake, let me answer the question right now. Drake is hip hop. I think there's a point where once you get to a certain level, as far as like where Drake is, no matter what you do, it's going to be questioned. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is Mos Def or Yazim Bey is from that school where, he was rapping. And a lot of people don't really realize a lot of people wasn't really fucking with Mos Def shit when he came out. Because there's a lot of niggas out there like, man, ain't nobody banging that shit in the club. But if you tell me you don't like Umi Says, then there's something wrong with you. I think that Yasin is just one of those people. And to be honest with you, and people really don't realize this either, Mos Def inspired Drake. If you go back, listen to some of those old Drake interviews, Mos Def is one of those people that inspired him. I think that might have hurt Drake a little bit because he said that Drake is like shopping at Target or whatever the case may be. But I think that a lot of times when it comes to people of that era, I think it's because they had a whole lot more struggle they had to go through. And when Mos Def was actually rapping, he was rapping not for like, it wasn't like he was doing it for money. I mean, he wanted.
Oh no.
Yazim Bey said, "Nah, bro, I was definitely doing it for
Man,
money. I don't know what he talking
and
about."
Movie
as
said,
much of a fan as
nigga.
I'm a fan of that dude, man, but he got to go
That boy
somewhere,
got
man.
snatched out.
Yasin has retired and not put a project out since. But he got to stop.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off. The last project he dropped was December 99th, and that was considered his last album. And he went on a rant trying to shit on the fans because the fans asked for a Black Star sequel. And they finally put it out, but the way it was released was just a shitty like business model. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind of like disappointment that I see him.
Cole Jackson. Cole, you got cut off. I was trying to see if you had a few seconds left on the board. Anything else you were trying to say? You talked your time out. All right, everybody got a chance to respond?
Oh, no, I just said his last solo project was December 99th, and that was considered the last one. But his whole rant on the podcast with Dave, he was sitting there going off on fans because myself included with a lot of others wanted a Black Star sequel. So you didn't even keep your end up on that part and then What was that? No, yeah, I know that.
You said they dropped one.
The way that they went about it was shitty. Like you didn't even release it on streaming platforms. Nobody's talking about it either. Whack ass album.
I want to use a counter. I got a counter, right? Okay. Ain't nobody saying that. Okay. Having your music played in Target is not a terrible thing. Like that's where I get the slight hate from Mos Def. It's like, oh, it's pop music because it's popular and it's being played in Target. I was in Target last weekend with my girlfriend. They was playing Kanye, and I'm in there shopping like, hey man, I love Target. We in here bopping. It's not a bad thing for your music to reach the target crowd. That's way more streams, right? That's revenue. That's money. Yazim would wish he had a song in Target. In conclusion, we're going to give everybody 1 minute to wrap up if they have anything they want to touch back on and give us their social media. So 1 minute for everybody for your conclusion. I'm going to start with Rhayne. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't have anything to jump off from before. I've enjoyed this conference. Actually, no, I do. The D1 nigga, I think I went a little bit hard on him because I don't know shit about him. But, seeing this and hearing what y'all saying really influenced me. But I'm like, I don't know, nigga, fuck you. No, but all in all, good time, great conversation. I'm Rhayne Coleman. Catch me on Twitter and TikTok on the BYNK Radio Media fucking connection, nigga. Tune in, press play. The fuck you thought this was, motherfucker? I'm finna cuss into my time up. No, that's it. That's my time. Thanks,
All right. That man, is it time to eat, Ray? What's going on, bro? How your blood pressure? All right. Sid Davis, in conclusion, anything you want to touch back on? Wrap up? Tell us where you from. Where you be?
Man, I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I want to be on the sand right now, but what you can do right now is follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @ISidDavis. Once again, I am the host of the Social Introvert Podcast. It drops every Wednesday and Thursday. Be sure to check me out on all platforms that you can listen to podcasts. And Glorilla, if you're watching this, please call me.
All right. And in conclusion, my name is Shogun. You can find me every week right here on Inappropriate Discourse and also every Tuesday at the Government Name Podcast. That's GUBMINTNAME. That's Government Name. We are the social commentary checks and balances of everything that you could ever talk about. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next week. Tell us how you feel down there in the comment box. This has been Inappropriate Discourse.